Because if you've had your skate sharpened before in the past and then you go out to skate and you go to make a turn and you feel like one edge grabs and one doesn't, well, that's because that's essentially what's happening. One edge is digging into the ice more than the other. What you'll notice now, this is called an edge checker, edge leveler. After the skate is done being sharpened, we put that on the skate. And what that allows us to see is, are the edges even? And that's so important because if you've had your skate sharpened before in the past and then you go out to skate and you go to make a turn and you feel like one edge grabs and one doesn't, well, that's because that's essentially what's happening. One edge is digging into the ice more than the other. So these skates came to us from another pro shop. The little guy was having a really hard time doing just that, making aggressive power turns. The skates kept blowing a tire. So the mother brought me the skates and she said, can you take a look at them? First thing we do is we put the leveler on it, and as you can see, there's some green balls here up at the top and then some blue ones underneath that. Okay, you can clearly see the blue dots on the left side, but you can't see them on the right. So it's kind of like on an angle there, right? So what that tells me is whoever was sharpening the skates before didn't really know what they were doing, because when your skates come back from a fresh sharpening, this level should be perfectly level. So if we can see a bunch of blue dots on this side, it should be the same on the other. So we took care of the skates, we sharpened them up, and we also customized the hollow for this player. We're going to get into that. Again, this is before we took care of them, before Canadian Edge, and then this picture here is after Canadian Edge. And you can clearly see how level that skate leveler is now. There is exactly the same amount of blue dots on the left side as on the right. And why, again, that's so important is because when you are putting your skate into the ice on a turn this way or that way, you need to be able to feel that edge. And if the angle of the edge is sharpened like uneven, then one edge is going to grab a little bit more than the other, and it's going to make it very difficult. Now, a lot of people think about turning when they're talking about their edges, but it also really affects our glide, because when we glide, we want the skate straight up and down, right? And what ends up happening, hang on, let me get a little show and tell here. When we glide, we want the skate straight up and down. We don't want to glide like on the inside edge like a bender, right? Okay, so here's the thing. When our skate is sharpened crooked, let me go back to that last picture. When our skate is sharpened crooked like that, that means our boot can be straight up and down, but our blade is crooked, or it's kind of sitting like a bender would on the ice. So this is why it's so important that you have a licensed professional who really knows what he's doing. Skate sharpening is an art. But I've been doing this for 21 years now, and I've really gotten to a point where I can look at a skate and tell you exactly what's wrong with it and have them back out to you and have them right where you'd need them to be. We operate here in Orlando, Florida. However, we accept blades with the new clicker blades. All the major manufacturers now have blades that come right out of the chassis. We have players that send us blades from all over the country, even Canada, to have them sharpened here. And then what we do is we'll mail them back to you. So if you don't live in Florida, don't think that you can't take advantage of Canadian Edge's skate sharpening and profiling. Customized for you, we can still take care of that and ship them to you as well.